Hi there, Jim Palmer with MotorcycleAgent.com, and today we're going to talk about ASC warranties, extended service plans for Harley Davidson motorcycles. Now, ASC warranty does offer coverage for most on-road and off-road motorcycles, but this video is going to be specific to Harley Davidson. So let's dive in. ASC warranty is able to help with brand new motorcycles or motorcycles that have up to 500 miles on them. That's what they classify as new. Or any motorcycle that's over 500 miles, that's what they're going to classify as used. But here's the good thing. The coverage is exactly the same. It doesn't matter if we're talking about new or we're talking about used. You're not going to miss out on coverage. Also, both new and used are unlimited miles. So you can ride the motorcycle and not worry about hitting a limit. You don't have to worry about an enrollment or renewal possibility based on the miles. They're also both zero deductible. So we're trying to limit the out-of-pocket expense should there be a mechanical breakdown. But to back up, there's also a 100% money back guarantee. If you enroll in the contract for the first 30 days, if you decide to cancel that contract and there's no claims made, you're able to get all the money back. There's a nice discount if you can pay the premium in full. Or if you'd rather break it into installments, there's options available to you. ASC Warranties Claims Department is also open during normal business hours to help both you and your repair facility get the coverage approved. So let's dive into what you're getting with ASC Warranty. So there's basically two different contract versions with ASC Warranty, and they pretty much get to the same goal here. One contract is going to say everything on the motorcycle is covered to match what the factory warranty covers, except what's excluded. And the other contract version is going to list out specifically what components are covered. Now, they built that list off of the Harley Davidson factory warranty, so there's not going to be a lot of misses there. And this is the sweet spot here, the optional modified motorcycle coverage. So most people are not keeping their motorcycle stock and they're worried about the coverage. With this endorsement, we're removing the exclusion for the aftermarket exhaust, the intakes, the tuners, and then the Screaming Eagle components can also be covered. So if you're wanting to swap the exhaust out for Reinhardt and you're wanting to put on a DynoJet tuner or change the cams out and make it have more torque, that endorsement can allow the coverage to continue on the motorcycle. Now, the repair liability limit is going to be based on the OEM component value, but the coverage can still be there, which really helps riders ride these bikes, design these bikes the way that they want. So if you're worried about your manufacturer warranty being flagged, that endorsement is going to be important. It's also going to be important with another one of the main benefits of ASC warranty is when should this coverage start? So to go up a little bit, new motorcycles, we're able to get up to 7 additional years of coverage. So if you have a stock or close to stock motorcycle, you're not worried about a flagged VIN. You take the 2-year factory warranty that Harley Davidson's given you, we're adding another 7 years to the end of it, a total of 9 years of coverage. So we're not backdating the contract to day one, creating a 2-year overlap, and you're not really getting 7 years like you think. This plan would essentially do that. You decide when the coverage starts. If you're enrolling after the 500-mile mark, so it's no longer new, according to ASC warranty, then we're able to get up to 5 years of coverage. Same flexibility for effective date. If you don't want your 5 years or up to 5 years of coverage to start on day one, then we're able to align that accordingly. Maybe your motorcycle has 6 months left of factory warranty. We'd be able to get this all locked in to start 6 months later. Now, why would you potentially want it to start earlier? Maybe you've got that overlap. It goes back to the modified motorcycle coverage. Again, if you're worried about the flagged VIN, you're worried about the factory warranty not being there for you, then maybe we want this contract to kick in right away. So you bought your brand new motorcycle, you put a tuner on it, you change the cams out. Obviously, you have a different exhaust on there. That 7 years of coverage might start for day one. It's up to you when you want this coverage to start, and we dictate that on the enrollment. Now, another really cool thing about ASC warranty is that if you don't get into the actual period of when they're on the hook, when their coverage starts, and you were to cancel that contract, again, we're not talking about the 100% money back guarantee, essentially, but if we don't get into the period, you are getting all your money back. And that is something I don't see with other contracts. Example would be you buy a contract from the Harley Davidson dealership on day one, something happens, maybe you get talked into a brand new one and you're 20 months into that 24-month factory warranty, you could potentially lose that 20 months of proration. We see it with some of the plans we sell, but with ASC warranty that wouldn't be the case. You would not lose those 20 months for that example. Okay, what is ASC warranty also doing for us? Nationwide coverage. So you bring this motorcycle to the repair facility of your choice. If you'd like to go to a Harley Davidson dealership, great. If you'd rather go to an independent shop, excellent. The dealership or the repair facility does not need to be authorized by ASC warranty prior to your repair. Maybe you're the first person they've met who has an ASC warranty contract. I would doubt that because of how long they've been in business, but if that was the case, they're going to get taken care of just the same. The claims process is the same for most extended service plans. Diagnose the problem, get authorization prior to the commencement of the repairs, get paid over the phone, and you're back on the road. Nationwide coverage. We've already talked about the unlimited miles. This really comes in handy. You could have a 15-year-old motorcycle with 120,000 miles on it. If the coverage was in force, we're able to renew that. We've talked about the aftermarket coverage component. Super important. It's what makes this contract unique. The claims department is there for you during normal business hours. If you do get stuck away from home, you've got a breakdown, there's some emergency repair service built into this contract. I would recommend either using your insurance policy or maybe you're part of a roadside club like a AAA type deal. That way you don't have to worry about hitting a limit if it's a longer tow. But worst case scenario, we do have some reimbursements built in. No trip interruption with ASC warranty, but the renewable capability, right? We talked about it. Up to 20 model years, we're able to renew here. And we're not going to hit a mileage limitation of 50,000 or 75,000. If that coverage remained in force, ASC warranty, we should be able to get that contract renewed. Transfer. Maybe you don't keep the motorcycle. You bought 7 years of coverage. You didn't need all of it. And you're selling the bike private party. We would be able to transfer that coverage to the new owner on that private sale, and that can really come in handy because if you did have that older motorcycle with the higher mileage, this peace of mind is going to be pretty valuable to that new owner. But the choice is yours. If you'd rather cancel the contract and take the refund, you've got that choice for you as well. Available discounts. As a military veteran myself, I'd like to take care of fellow veterans, first responders, prior clients. And then we'd also love to help with your liability insurance. So if we're able to quote the full for the liability insurance, we'll get a small discount for that as well. On the website here, what I believe is super important is reviewing the contract. So click the link. You'll bring up the actual contract to review. Here you're going to be able to see exactly what is and what is not covered. So the first version of the contract comes out. This is spelling out exactly what is covered under the contract. You'll read through here. You'll read through the limitations. It's super short. There's only 11 of them. How the claim process works, the reimbursement situations. There are ability to get reimbursed for emergency repairs, but I usually recommend get the authorization prior to the repairs being completed. That way, everything is discussed ahead of time, and you're able to get back on the road. Cancellation procedure is listed right here. I'm scrolling down because I want to show you the two endorsements. Now, if your motorcycle has the high-tech components, we automatically put this high-tech package on here. We don't charge extra for it because I want to make sure you're getting taken care of. So the GPS, the navigation components, the screens, the reverse sensors, etc. If the motorcycle has those components, we put this endorsement on there. The second endorsement, this is the modified power sports coverage. So if it's something that you would like to purchase because it's what you're going to do or have done to the motorcycle, it's removing that exclusion. So there's the coverage for the intake and the exhaust, the performance programmers and tuners, and then the Screaming Eagle parts and accessories. So super important if you are planning on adding the tuner, changing the exhaust, changing the cams, big bore kits, etc. You scroll down again and you see the other version of the contract. Now, the reason why they have two versions, this contract here is what's used for non-Harley Davidson motorcycles. They're limited to this contract. This contract, you can only get 40 months of coverage on it. In my opinion, there really isn't a difference between the first set that we just showed you and this set here. Essentially get to the same thing. However, the language is shorter. Everything that's covered on the manufacturer's original coverage is covered here, except those that are listed as excluded, the same 11 exclusions that we talked about prior. Okay, let's talk about how to get your customized extended service plan proposals sent back. So whether you're on the main page, you can click quote ESP now, or if you're down a bit, any of these quote now buttons are going to bring you to the same place. We're going to find this form. We'll fill this form out. Go ahead and input. If you have the VIN, put the VIN in there. That way we have the specific model we're talking about, the mileage. If you're under the factory warranty, put that expiration date in here. If it's already expired, that's fine. You can use a date in the past. Same thing. If you're under a current extended service plan, use that date. Or if you're outside of coverage, which is fine, we're able to get you back into eligibility. This box here, if you have something specific, questions, if you've got a bunch of aftermarket components you want to make sure we know about them, put them in here and go ahead and submit the quote request. Again, we do build these quotes manually. We do our best to get them back to you as fast as possible, but again, we want to make sure that we have the right plan put back. So, looking forward to assisting you with your coverage. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching the video.